Good morning, guys. It is Monday, the first day of Contemporary-A-Thon round 5, I think. And I have been planning to do this readathon. I actually filmed a TBR for it yesterday. I think I filmed it. And I planned to get it up today. I was super late, super behind. I honestly didn't really like the footage that I filmed, and I just don't feel like editing it all together today and putting it up on the first day of the readathon. It's already kind of late for that, so I figured I would just surprise you guys with a reading vlog of me participating in Contemporary-A-Thon. I'll just give you a quick overview of my TBR right now while I get ready. So you can also get a little glimpse of my current routine, which is a really simple everyday makeup. Let's get ready this morning, Monday, first day of Contemporary-A-Thon, and I'll talk about the books that I plan to read this week so you're not confused by all the books I end up reading in this vlog. So yeah, let's get started. Actually, it was very extra today, and I already started my day off with 2 face masks just because I went out last night with some coworkers, so I just didn't wake up this morning feeling as good as I usually do. I went to bed pretty late and I had 1.5 drinks because I spilled my second drink, and even that was enough for me to be like, I want to go to bed now. And then I woke up and I felt groggy, so that's embarrassing. But anyway, on to my TBR. So my TBR for Contemporary-A-Thon, I have 7 possible books that I want to read throughout the week, so it's gonna be a book a day, and already I'm not on track for that, so we'll see if that actually happens. The first one is Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. This is a book about rape culture. It takes place in a really small Irish town, and I believe that the main character is maybe drugged, I'm not sure, and assaulted at a party, and it's about this small community not dealing with it well. I think that this is going to be a heavier read. Spoiler alert, I have already started it this morning, and I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, and I'm honestly not sure if I want to continue reading it this week, so we'll see. But that is a book that was on my TBR, and I definitely plan to read during this readathon. What else do we have? We have I Wanna Be Where You Are by Kristen Forrest. This looks like just a super enjoyable, light, fast read, easy breezy read for me. It's marketed as a rom-com style YA contemporary, so I'm just feeling really positive about that one. It is about a girl who is a ballerina, and it goes on a road trip to go to an audition, and it's just about all the shenanigans that she gets up to on this road trip. So yeah, I love road trip books. Everything about this just looks like it's gonna be so much fun. I'm really excited about it. I don't remember some of the authors on this. I need to go grab my phone. I didn't even get that one right. It's I Wanna Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest. I think I said Kristen Forrest, that was wrong. What else do we have on here? The Revolution of BIRDIE Randolph by Brandy Colbert. I gotta say, this is probably one of my most anticipated books of the whole year. So I've actually been on hold for this book for a very long time because I did a pre-release hold because I wanted to get it right away. It's just a happy coincidence that I ended up getting it during Contemporary-A-Thon, so I was really excited that this was able to go on my TBR. Brandy Colbert is an author I really love. This book I was just immediately super excited about just based on the cover, because the cover is amazing. This is another YA contemporary. I feel like it's kind of slice of life, it's just following this girl and lots of different struggles in her life with hobbies and friends and family and school and everything, and I think that the main aspect of this book is about her family dynamic changing when her aunt comes to stay with them. Her aunt is an addict and has been in and out of treatment, so this book deals a lot with addiction, which is something I don't see a lot in YA literature. Brandy Colbert, I think, does a fantastic job exploring hard-hitting issues and difficult topics with so much compassion and really great perspective, and she's just very balanced and really mature and respectful about everything that she deals with in her books. So I think that this is going to be really great. I think she's going to do a fantastic job like handling this topic really well. We also have A River of Stars by Vanessa Hua. This is an adult book. This is the only adult fiction I have on my TBR, and the premise of this book just sounded so interesting to me. It is about this woman who I believe is a factory worker in China, and she has an affair with her boss and ends up getting pregnant, and he sends her to the United States on like a travel visa, like posing as a tourist. But their plan is to have her give birth in the United States so that their child can be a US citizen. And I guess that this is like a thing that happens. I wasn't really familiar with it, but she's like staying in a house with a bunch of other women who are in the same situation as her, and I just think that this sounds super fascinating. I'm very curious to see how this goes. I feel like I have a lot to learn from this book. I gotta say that this It Bye Bye Under Eye corrector that I have is like the best concealer I've ever owned. I love it. I also don't just use it as an under eye concealer. I pretty much use it as like my foundation. I'll use it under my eyes, but then I'll go and like look and see if I have any like spots on my face, and I'll use the same product everywhere. I just dab it over like little spots that I have, and that's what I've been doing instead of foundation, and I'm much more of a fan of this. I think it's better for my skin, and it's less of a hassle, less stressful to take off at the end of the night. All of the products I'm using, I'll put links to them into the description if you're curious about anything that I'm using. What is next on my TBR? We also have a middle grade book. The only middle grade book I have is It Wasn't Me by Dana Allison Levy. This book sounds super fun to me. It's marketed as like The Breakfast Club with a twist. It follows a bunch of middle schoolers, and they're all like different classic clique tropes, I guess, of school kids. Like there's like a popular girl and a nerd and the jock, you know, the Breakfast Club situation, and some sort of act of vandalism has happened at the school, and all of these 6 students are implicated in it, and it's about them like all denying it, and they end up going to detention together because the school wants to figure out who actually did it. I think a lot of it's told in interview format, and it seems like it kind of has a full cast narrating all 6 different students, so that's really exciting for the audiobook. It just looks like fun. I'm hoping that it will be like an actual mystery to like really try to figure out who did this and like what happened. We'll see if it manages to like actually surprise me with that. I don't know if this is really correct, because I do like just like a little dusting over my face with this translucent setting powder, and I'm pretty much just doing this to make my face a little bit more matte, because it is very shiny with all the moisturizing skin products I'm putting on my face. But I do use this like before I put on like my blush and my highlighter, and it's like, it's technically a setting powder, so am I doing this wrong? I don't know. And then I'm just really into this blush right now. It's like in a weird pot that looks like nail polish, but you like brush it on your face, and I just kind of do like a little dot like this, and then kind of off to the side, like up on my temples almost. But yeah, I like dot it on, and then I just slap my face basically. What else is on my TBR? Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is a graphic novel, so I wanted to throw a graphic novel into the mix, and I don't have a physical copy of this book. It's something that I think I would like to own, especially I'll find out after I read it, but it is all available for free online, so I'm just going to be reading it online. It is a comic series about these 2 boys at an English prep school, I believe, and they have a relationship. I've just heard really good things, that it's just a very positive, like healthy relationship. It's just really great representation. It is based on the side characters in Alice Oseman's debut novel Solitaire, which I have read. I liked that book, so I'm excited to get more backstory with the brother in that book and his boyfriend, and it's just gonna be really cute. I'm just very excited. I forgot this step in my eyebrows, my like eyebrow gel. All right, that's better. This highlighter I know I talked about in that get ready with me video I did last month. It's like my favorite highlighter. I love it. So that's basically it for my face. And then we just have my eyes to do. So what I've been doing for my eye makeup lately is I literally have just been bringing my highlighter and blush that I use on my face up to my eyelids, and I'll just do the highlighter like on the inner half of my lid, and then I'll take the blush that I use and like do a little dot on the outer corner, and then just like blend it in with my finger. And then I also have this like little like loose powder eyeshadow that's like kind of a little bit of a sparkly brown. I just take a tiny bit of this and like a really small fluffy brush, and I just like, I'll just kind of dab that into like the crease, and then I just blend that out a bit. I'll like bring it down under my eye a tiny bit, and then I will just take one of the colors from my Golden State of Mind palette from ColourPop, because ColourPop is just really good at like really intense shimmery colors, and I will just get a little bit and just do a little dab right there. And that's basically it. Then I just do mascara at the end. And I think I just have one more book on my TBR I didn't mention. I got a little sidetracked there, but it is We Contain Multitudes by Sarah Henstra. And this is another queer romance between two boys. It, I believe, is following these two boys who are pen pals as part of like a school project, and they end up developing feelings for each other. I think that this does involve like a lot of like homophobia and bullying, so I'm just hoping it's not too hard to read. But the cover is beautiful. I'm hoping that there is beauty and light moments and happiness in this book as well. And that is my TBR for this week. And my everyday makeup look, in case you were curious. It doesn't look that great because the lighting in my bathroom is like really not very good, but welcome to the vlog. On the docket for today, Monday, it is currently 2:30 p.m. So I'm pretty much gonna finish getting ready for work, and I actually think I'm gonna do a little shopping today, so I can take you with me. There's this like furnishing store that I drive by a lot, and I always look in the window and there's like just random cool looking stuff in there. It looks like the kind of store that takes like a lot of really vintage, like neat pieces and charges way too much for them, so I've never gone in. But I noticed the other day that they have like a huge sign in the window that's like everything is on sale, like 30 to 80% off the entire store. So I figured I would stop by. Looks like it might be going out of business, I don't know, but I just figured it would be a good time to go there and see if there actually is something affordable in there, because they just have like so much cool stuff in the window. I just want to look around. So we can go shopping together, and then I'm going to go to work, and I'll be at work for the rest of the night. So that's pretty much my Monday.
When our mother called, she had a voice of last year's call.
Hey guys, how's it going? Today is Wednesday, so we're in the middle of Contemporary-A-thon. I think I had like a small update yesterday when I was on the road. Hello guys, it's Tuesday morning. We are on the road going up north, and we're stopping at Burger King because Burger King has recently rolled out vegan Impossible burgers. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people trying this, and I'm gonna do it too. I got like no sleep last night. Driving, that's what I'll be doing for the next couple hours. Yesterday, my mom and I drove up to Ely, Minnesota, which is about 4 hours up north. We picked up my brother, who was done with this like volunteer internship sort of thing that he was doing with the Forestry Service up there. He's been working in Superior National Forest with like trail maintenance and stuff. So he kind of showed me around some of the stuff that he was doing and like where he worked and stuff, which was really cool. We went on like a little mini hike and we went out to eat in town. That was a little time spent in Ely. Then we drove over to Sufjan, Minnesota, and we went to the Sufjan mine, which is a state park in Minnesota, and it's an old mine. Northern Minnesota is like, there are a lot of mining towns. It's no longer in operation, but it is like a historical site, and you can take a mine tour, and so we did that, and it was honestly so much fun. It's super interesting. I loved it. Had a great time.
We passed around the phone, sharing a word about Oregon. When my turn came, I was ashamed. When my turn came, I was ashamed. Once when we moved away, she came to Romulus for a day. Her Chevrolet broke down, and we prayed it'd never be fixed or be found. We touched her hair, we touched her hair, we touched her hair, we touched her hair. When she had her last child, once when she had some boyfriend, some wild, she moved away quite far. Our grandpa bought us a new VCR. We watched it all night. We grew up in spite of it. We watched it all night. We grew up in spite of it. We saw her once last fall. Our grandpa died in a hospital gown. She didn't seem to care. She smoked in her room and colored her hair. I was ashamed. I was ashamed of her. I was ashamed. I was ashamed of her. I was ashamed. I was ashamed of her. I was ashamed. I was ashamed of her.
we drove home. Another 4 hours back to the cities, and that was yesterday. I was exhausted by the end of the night. I don't even remember the last time I felt that tired. It was such a long day. I got like no sleep on Monday night, so like Tuesday I was like running on empty, and it was an extremely long day. Today I pretty much woke up and I have been playing Stardew Valley all day because I'm on a big Stardew Valley kick. I just love Stardew Valley. I recently started a new farm, so like I'm doing everything again, and it's just been super fun. I love Stardew Valley so much. And the great thing about Stardew Valley is, like, especially because I've played it so much before, I'm really familiar with it, I can listen to audiobooks while I play. So I have just been listening to my audiobook all day today playing Stardew Valley. Sadly, I'm on my way to work now, so I'm gonna be at work for the rest of tonight. So that's pretty much my Wednesday. Not super eventful, but Tuesday, I did way too much. So let me update you on my reading, because I haven't really talked about that as much. I think I did mention that I had started Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. I haven't really picked that up since like Monday when I was first reading it. I still honestly don't know if I want to try to keep reading that book or not. I just don't know if I love it. I don't know if I'm in the right mood for it. I don't know. I'm just like not totally feeling it right now. So there's that. I did start that one. I've read a pretty decent chunk of the beginning of that book. When I was in the car with my mom yesterday, we actually listened to the audiobook of It Wasn't Me together. My mom does not appreciate listening to audiobooks on double speed, so we were listening to it on regular speed. I eventually persuaded her to bump it up to 1.2 speed, but we were listening to that book slowly, and I gotta say, it was a different experience for me listening to a book on regular speed. It definitely made me think that if like listening to books on double speed wasn't an option, I probably would DNF books a lot more than I do. But because I read books so quickly on audio on double speed, books that I'm not like 100% feeling, it doesn't feel like such a big waste of my time to just finish it. But anyway, we didn't actually read the entire thing together. We didn't finish it, but I finished it this morning, and I thought that that book was all right. I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was a lot more like serious and touchy-feely than I expected, which is usually something I really enjoy, but I was just really looking forward to the like whodunit aspect of this book, and I was really in the mood for a mystery, and that's not totally what we got here. The characters in this book are going through a process with their teacher, trying to do restorative justice rather than disciplinary action, and this book is like very centered on restorative justice, which was kind of interesting, and it's not something I'm super familiar with, so like I did learn a lot about restorative justice, but it was just like not really what I was expecting, and I don't know. The dialogue felt weird, like at times it was way too trying to be hip, and then at other times it just like felt way too academic, and I was like, I've never met a child who talks like that. I don't know, it was just a little bit rocky for me in that sense. Overall, it was okay. Like, I liked it. I did really like that it has all these different characters and they grow and like become friends. I just am such a sucker for a mismatched group of friends and like a kind of like a forced friendship through extraordinary circumstances, where like you get a group of people together that are so different and you never would think that they would get along, but through some sort of event they end up with a really strong relationship. And I did love that about this book. Like, I'm a sucker for that. It was really great, and I did really enjoy that. I think that everything that was depicted, everything it was trying to say, and everything that it was trying to teach kids, because this is a middle school book, I think was really great. So overall, like, I'm not going to be too harsh on it. I just didn't love it. I think I'm probably going to give that book like 3 stars. It was good, and I think that there was worthwhile stuff about it. Other than that, I started reading We Contain Multitudes. I read a little bit of that, wasn't totally into it. I mean, I'm gonna definitely go back to it and give it another chance, but I wasn't super feeling it. Don't know why yet, but I read a little bit and didn't love it. But then I moved on to The Revolution of what is it called? The Revolution of Brandy Colbert? The Revolution of BIRDIE Randolph by Brandy Colbert. And I'm loving that book so much so far. I'm almost done with it. I sat down with that book. I've been playing Stardew Valley, just listening to that book, and like, just loving it. Absolutely, if I didn't have to go to work, I would 100% read that book in one sitting. I love the way that Brandy Colbert writes. Her books just have like this effortless flow to them, and like I just like don't want to stop reading once I start. She's so good at slice of life contemporaries that just deal with real issues that people have, but it's not like there's this main conflict of the book and this is how the characters solve it. Like it has big issues that are dealt with, but it never feels like we're starting at the beginning of it and then ending the book at the end of it. We get like the big important bits of it, but her characters, I feel like, just have such a big life before and after the beginning and ending of her books. Like they just feel so real, so fleshed out. If you're a fan of Angie Thomas and you haven't read anything by Brandy Colbert, like I would super highly recommend you do so, because I feel kind of the same way about Angie Thomas's books. Like the characters just feel so real, so solid. Both of them are writing really fantastic own voices, YA contemporary fiction about Black teens, and that experience is just so valuable to read about. It's so good. So BIRDIE Randolph is actually like a nickname. The main character of this book is named Dove, and I love Dove. She's just precious, wonderful protagonist. I'm loving the character of the aunt that is staying with the family, and their relationship and that character development with her. So good. This book is also very focused on a romance. There is a big romance relationship. It's very, very well written, really sweet. The main character and the relationship she's in is like, she's straight and it's a female-male romance, but I love that her world has like a lot of queer people in it. I'll definitely be finishing that like by tomorrow morning, so I'll update you when I finish it. But yeah, other than that, that's it. That is my update for my reading and everything I've been up to over the readathon so far. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow probably. And that's it for now. Hello guys, today is Thursday. I'm just feeling really just tired and sad today. Just like not good. I really want to make soup, but I would like mushrooms for my soup that I make, and I don't have any, so I think I'm gonna walk over to a little market near my house and get some mushrooms and then make soup and just chill today. I did finish The Revolution of Brandy. Why do I keep saying that? The Revolution of BIRDIE Randolph last night. I really loved it. Yeah, I kind of already gave most of my thoughts on that book, but I really enjoyed it. The ending, there was something that was pretty obvious that I pretty much predicted that was revealed, but there were some other twists in there that I didn't predict. There were some mixed emotions, and I feel like it was a very interesting choice for some of the way that things were wrapped up, and I really liked it. I think I'm giving that book 4 stars. It was just very solid. Really liked it. So yeah, I think that's it. I've only read 2 books so far this week. Is that right? I'm definitely not on track for this readathon at all. I don't think there's any possibility of me finishing my TBR, to be honest. Maybe this is a good time for a food montage since I have nothing interesting going on for today. You can come along with me to the grocery store. I'm gonna make my soup and then we can go into all the food that I'm eating this week. So here you go. back from the grocery store, and I was recently watching a vlog. I think it was Madeline did a grocery haul, and she mentioned that she really likes watching grocery hauls, and it honestly has never crossed my mind to do a grocery haul before, but I also like seeing what people buy at grocery stores, and I love food. I love posting food and talking about food when I do vlogs, so it makes sense for me to do a little grocery haul. So that's what I'm gonna do now, if you're curious. I got dried shiitake mushrooms. These mushrooms, they're called white shimeji mushrooms, I don't know. Fresh udon noodles, some green onions, a package of frozen gyoza. I got 3 containers of tofu. These ice cream bars are taro flavored. I am obsessed with taro. I get it whenever I see it as a flavor in basically anything. I love it. And these are dairy-free ice cream bars. They're made with coconut milk. I'm really excited to try these. Then I got a bottle of rice vinegar and a tin of coffee. And that's it for my little local Asian market grocery haul. Hey guys, today is Friday. I just wanted to pop in and say hello for today. I did finish 2 books yesterday. I pretty much read the entirety, I did read the entirety of, what is it called? I Want to Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest. I read that yesterday. It was a very easy read for me to just fly through. I honestly don't have a lot to say about it. It was a really fun, easygoing YA contemporary. I loved the road trip. There was a dog that was like with them on the trip the whole time. I really loved that there was like a dog as one of the main characters. I loved that it was about a black ballerina. It was a cute romance. It had a lot of like subtly included tropes that I know a lot of people like, so I think it'll be an enjoyable romance for a lot of people if you're looking to pick up just a cute YA contemporary. Would recommend. There are some serious moments in this book, but in general, like, this is just pretty simple. I don't really know what to say about it. I really liked it. I had a good time. I think I'm gonna give this like 3.5 stars. It was just very enjoyable all the way through. I believe that this is a debut novel, so I would love to see more from this author. I definitely would pick up whatever she writes next because it was just all around a good time. Also last night, I ended up finishing Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. I really wasn't sure if I wanted to finish that book or not, but I ended up like powering through it, and I read the whole latter half of the book last night, and I'm glad that I finished it. The book is kind of segmented, so the first half is like before everything happens, and like it follows the main character's life. She really is not a very great person. Then you get to like the actual assault, and it is really, you know, pretty brutal. It's difficult to read, so major trigger warnings in this book for like rape, also suicide. The second half of the book actually jumps a year later in time, and it's following the main character and just like how she's dealing with it, which is not well. And I found that the latter half of the book was a lot more interesting to me. I quite liked it. It was very bleak, very depressing, but I thought it was just fascinatingly written, a really interesting look at drama. I feel like a huge driving force of this book, like what made it what it is, was that it was like kind of depicting the claustrophobia and the small-mindedness of a really tiny community. That was like upsetting, but I think it was making a big point about that. It was interesting. So yeah, the first half of this book I wasn't a big fan of, but the second half drew me in. I thought it was really interesting. I do think Louise O'Neill has an interesting writing style. I would pick up other books by her, especially like about different topics. I would be curious to see how she writes them. I gave this book like 3 stars in the end. I do have like very mixed feelings about it, but it became worth it to me by the end of the book. I honestly don't know if I would recommend this though. Like, it's very depressing. It's very upsetting. It is difficult to get along with at times, but if you're not sure about it, I would maybe wait till you get to the second half of the book, because that part was very interesting. It was a really interesting character study. I just found it fascinating. So that's that. I've read 4 books now this week, which is not bad, but I definitely feel like I'm losing steam, and I'm not as excited about all the rest of the books on my TBR. I have started reading We Contain Multitudes, and I'm just not hooked yet. I've started reading A River of Stars by Vanessa Hua, and I keep falling asleep because I keep trying to pick that book up before bed and it's not working out. So I'm not very far, and I just like, I don't know, again, I'm just not super hooked. I haven't started Heartstopper yet, so that's the one that I'm like, I do still need to like make myself sit down and read that. But right now I'm just not in a reading mood. Today I'm just making some spaghetti and I've been catching up on YouTube videos, and I'm about to sit down and watch the new episode of The Good Place because the final season premiered last night, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm like nervous. I just am like, have been waiting for this for so long. I love The Good Place. I'm so sad that it's in the final season, and I'm just like, I want to watch these episodes so bad, but I also like don't want them to come because then the show is gonna be over, you know? So I'm gonna do that and not read. I just feel like watching things today, which is okay. Today's my brother's birthday, so we're going to be getting together and doing some family activities.
So that we can prove love is not enough for you. There's nothing I can do, 'cause I fell in love with in the springtime, in a little house, I was determined to work it out. Oh, in the springtime, in a little house, I never told you I had my doubts. Somewhere a screw got loose along the way, and our letters have gone away. And I believe that there will come a day, I believe that you will chase me away, so that we can prove love is not enough for you. You thought I was your muse, but all along it was you. In the dogwoods and blue, there's nothing we can do but screw. Oh.
Hello guys. It is Saturday. I actually have good reading news to update you on. Today I have been sitting and reading Heartstopper online, and I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. I was expecting to like it, but it's just like, don't want to stop reading it. I actually just looked, and I think the first physical volume of Heartstopper only covers chapters 1 and 2. So I'm in chapter 3 right now, so I've already read like the first book. So I guess I'm gonna be reading volumes 1 and 2 of Heartstopper. It's so soft and sweet. It is literally the cutest thing I've ever witnessed in my life. I love the art style of this comic, and like the facial expressions of the characters are just so good. They just give each other like little looks, and I'm like, this is so cute. Honestly, I just feel like I'm injecting serotonin into my brain. Wow, I love it. Yeah, this is like an easy 4 stars. Definitely one of the most enjoyable comics I've read in a really long time. It's so good. I can maybe see myself giving this 4.5 stars like later on. Right now we're still kind of, I feel like, in the early stages of the story, and knowing that like the first physical book is only chapters 1 and 2, it doesn't cover a lot of ground. Probably 4 stars for like the book. I know I'm not reading it physically, but I want to log it on Goodreads to like show my reading progress. And then I also have been listening a little bit more to We Contain Multitudes, and now that I'm further into that book, I'm getting more into that one as well, but I still am not super far into that book. Definitely am more drawn to Heartstopper at the moment. I'm just gonna keep reading this until like I don't have any more comics to read because it's so good. It's like noon right now. I'm making some coffee. I'm just gonna chill and keep reading Heartstopper. So pretty much there's not going to be like any interesting vlog content for the rest of the weekend because today's Saturday. This is all I'm doing today, and then tomorrow I'm going to be at work pretty much all day, so I'm not going to really have anything interesting to share for you guys then. Hello everybody. Contemporary-A-thon is over. It's actually been over for a while, and I just haven't updated, as is the constant style with me doing vlogs for readathons. I totally haven't finished editing or wrapping this up yet. Let me just close out this vlog. Sunday, as predicted, I was working all day, didn't vlog anything, didn't do anything interesting, but I did finish Heartstopper. So I am totally caught up on Heartstopper now. So I did finish both volumes during Contemporary-A-thon. So in the end, I did all right on my TBR. I did not finish reading We Contain Multitudes, and I thought that I was going to finish that after the readathon ended, but I just never got around to it. I think I do want to check that book out from my library again and give it another shot. I got more into it than I was in the beginning, but I still never hit a point where I was fully hooked, which is just confusing to me because I love queer YA contemporaries. That book was set in Minnesota. I didn't even know that going into it. There was just so many things about it that I feel like I should like about it, but I just never finished that one. So maybe someday I'll go back to that one. And then I never really fully gave a decent shot to River of Stars, I think is the title of that book. And again, maybe someday I'll pick it up again, but it's not really on my immediate TBR. But other than that, I think I actually did read all the books on my TBR, so the readathon ended up going pretty well for me. So to quickly sum up the books that I read during the week of Contemporary-A-thon, I read Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. Had some mixed feelings, but I did give it 3 stars. It Wasn't Me by Dana Allison Levy. Gave that one 3 stars as well. It was good, not great. I Want to Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest. This was a very enjoyable, maybe slightly forgettable, but really fun YA contemporary that I gave 3.5 stars to. Then I read The Revolution of every single time. The Revolution of BIRDIE Randolph by Brandy Colbert. I don't think it quite hit the 4.5 mark for me, but it was definitely like a very strong 4 stars. I really liked that one. And then I read volumes 1 and 2 of Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. I absolutely loved these graphic novels. This webcomic is amazing. I gave these both also very strong 4 stars. So yeah, I ended up reading 6 books during the week, which is pretty good. Oh, and I never really talked about challenges. So there are challenges for Contemporary-A-thon, and The Revolution of BIRDIE Randolph covers all of them. So let me think about this. Yellow on the cover, diverse contemporary, a 2019 release, illustrated cover, plants on the cover. She has flowers on her jacket. Hard-hitting contemporary. It definitely deals with a few hard-hitting topics. And then the last challenge is to read a contemporary that is beloved by someone in the community. And I know that KAYLEY really loves this book. She's also a big fan of Brandy Colbert. And I will link a video of hers in which she talks about this book. If you don't watch KAYLEY Hyde, like, she's amazing. She doesn't just do booktube, but she does some bookish content. You should subscribe to her if you haven't already. She's amazing. But yeah, she really likes this book. So that is all 7 challenges with 1 book done and done. So yeah, Contemporary-A-thon I would say was a pretty decent success. Honestly, I feel like I usually read more during Contemporary-A-thon. This is like one of my best readathons. So I didn't read honestly as much as I was hoping to, but I feel good about what I read. I did have a somewhat busier week than I usually do. I was working extra hours and I was doing like a lot of family stuff that week, so I didn't have as much free time to read as I usually do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I have started editing it and it is a really long one, so I apologize for that. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end of this video. I really appreciate you. I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye.